The hidden secrets in Egypt's pyramids. The idea that the civilizations went from primitive to advanced is just a lie that the evolutionists tried to impose on people. When we look at the historical records without the prejudices of evolutionists, we come across with very advanced civilizations like ancient Egypt, Sumerians and Mayans. We see that they used electricity, hydrogeology, medicine, physics, astronomy and many other disciplines of science. In ancient Egypt, they were able to produce electricity and use it. In the Baghdad battery and the first arc bulbs, light bulbs, were used at that time. Was the electricity use only limited to that in ancient Egypt? When we look at the ancient Egypt clearly, we'll see how perfectly they use illumination. The pyramids and the halls of the king tombs have no ashes on the wall because they were illuminated with electricity. As we can see in the reliefs, they used bulbs that they carried in hand, and the lighting house in Iskandariya was always had a light, and it was done with electricity. The outside of the ancient Egypt pyramids were covered with white limestone. It doesn't contain magnesium and it's very highly insulative. Because of that, the electricity didn't get out in an uncontrolled way. The second, the stone blocks inside the pyramid were made of another limestone that and the granite is a radioactive substance in trace amounts. When we look at a conducive electricity cable, we see that the layers are used in the same way the layers are used in the pyramid. The conducive layers of electrical cable is a product of engineering, but you need an energy source for electricity. The Giza Valley, where the pyramids are located, is full of rivers. The pyramids are built on a limestone bed. These are called aquifers. The speedy waters of Nile River caused speedy flow rate. The electricity current was sent to the upper stories in the pyramid, and they were able to transfer the electricity. The electromagnetic field in the floor of the pyramid were transferred to the upper stories of the pyramid, and on top of the pyramid there is a golden section that's known to be very conducive. This is not here today, so it lost its perfect geometrical shape. This golden section is effective in sending the ions to the ionosphere, so this creates a flow. Then 5,000 years ago, this technology was used in Egypt. In early 1990, Nikola Tesla used the same technology in the tower he built in USA. Nikola Tesla invented many electrical appliances. In Warden Cliff Tower he built, he was able to transfer the image and sound between continents. He didn't use and he used the wireless electricity transfer, and he built this tower on an aquifer. He was transferring the negative ions of the aquifer to the tower. With the electromagnetic technology used in tower, the same technology is used in the pyramids as well. Both structures produce negative ions and can transfer it wireless. Then for what reason Egyptians use the electricity in the reliefs? We see that they are carrying bulbs that work on electricity. Nikola in 1893 in Chicago World Fair, Nikola Tesla talked about transmitted alternative current from his body and turned on the bulb he was holding without using a cable. We see a cable, wireless cable. Egyptians used wireless cables and wireless equipment. These evidences showed that Egyptians used wireless energy to communicate. This relief shows the textile facility. The threads they were using was so thin, it's almost as thin as used in the textile factories today. And also, many gold ornaments we see today are plated with very thin sheets of gold. Electricity should be used for producing such thin sheets of gold. Around the pyramids, there is a high electromagnetic field. We can understand this with a simple experiment. On top of the pyramid, if you stand with a bottle wrapped in wet cloth, there will be sparks in the bottle. So far, many people believe that the pyramids were actually the tombstones of kings, pharaohs. But on the halls of the pyramids, there are no ornaments or nothing. So this looks like a functional building more than a tombstone. Archaeologists found an empty stone cabinet. They believe that there was the coffin of Pharaoh in that container. But when we look at the sizes of the container and its place, its location, another truth was revealed. This spot is the spot where a material for the electricity production of the pyramid. When there is a superconductive material, the pyramid can produce electricity that will be enough to feed the entire Egypt. It's thought that this superconducive material is the Noah's covenant art. Moses was adopted by Pharaoh, and according to historical records, he was trained as an officer in ancient Egypt. And one of the stages of education that he was educated, he was trained in electricity production. In various records, it's said that there was a capacitor, and this was the energy source of Egypt. It is said that Moses left with Noah's covenant art. And it said that Pharaoh followed Moses and tried to catch him because he wanted to get back the Noah's covenant art. Because Pharaoh said that the entire magnificence of Egypt would be destroyed without the electricity. When we look at the historical records, we see that this Ramses II that lived at the same time with Moses reached the peak of its high civilization. But after that, the civilization completely collapsed, and the city was left empty. So, was it only the Egyptians that knew about the wireless electricity technology? Mayans and Assyrians also left similar reliefs, and we see the drawings that depict similar technology that Egyptians use. So all these truths show us that the primitive people didn't live in the past like evolutionists claim. In all the stages of history, civilized, advanced and primitive civilizations lived together. It's thousands of years ago, some civilizations lived that were far more advanced than today's civilizations. This shows that there is no evolutionary process in the history. It didn't go from primitive to advanced. It's an amazing video. And it's scientifically true too. They really use electricity, and we explained how they use electricity. They are using huge light bulbs. They are carrying it with their hands. And when we look at inside the pyramids, there is not even a slightest ash. For example, if they use candles or others, there should be ashes everywhere, ash stains on the walls, but nowhere. There is no smoke or no dust or nothing, no ash, because they use light bulbs. This is very important. We should keep on showing this in a repeated manner, because this is a historical fact. We should show it, inshallah.